guy is so talented. There's nobody there that could write up Bray.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of Riding with Russo with the man himself, Vince Russo. How are you tonight, my man?
I am doing great, Dr. Chris. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic, man. So we got our pins ready to rock. We got another episode, and today we are going to talk about the Fiend, Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss. So for months upon months upon months, they have been doing the same song and dance of setting up Randy Orton and the Fiend for WrestleMania. It's very clear right now. However, the path leading to that has been very, very on a steady decline from months ago. So the Fiend got burned up 3 months ago on TLC in December. And somehow every week it's been Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton. Vince Russo, what are your thoughts on that? And how would you write it?
Chris, I've got to tell you something. Let's go back to Mr. Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
Because since we first saw Bray Wyatt, bro, seriously, if you ask me as a writer and somebody who wrote that show, to me, the whole Bray Wyatt fiasco, I believe this is the biggest miss in the history of WWE. Because, bro, I can relate this to the Three Faces of Foley.
Mm-hmm.
And, bro, I will tell you, Bray Wyatt has that level of talent of a Mick Foley. I believe that if you give Bray Wyatt any character, he would get it over. Mm-hmm. And, bro, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to do a little reveal here. I DM with Bray once in a while on Twitter. I've never met the guy, but every time he does something phenomenal, I write to him and I let him know, and he writes right back to me. He's very, very respectful.
Mm-hmm.
What a miss. What a miss, Chris. And that's why, like, I have to be honest with you. I would almost go back to the roots, okay? And I would almost make this Three Faces of Foley-ish. Okay, bro? I would bring back the Funhouse character. I would bring back Bray Wyatt with Braun, because they've totally killed that guy.
Yeah.
And then, bro, I've said this all along. If this were me writing this character, bro, I would tell such a compelling story, and I would tease it, and I would keep you on the edge of your seat. And, bro, we would eventually find out Bray was not the Fiend. And the Fiend is the Fiend. I mean, bro, I would do so much intricate storytelling here, because that's what you could do with Bray. And then you could keep Alexa in that world. Alexa's kind of with the Fiend, but the Fiend isn't Bray. That bro, can you imagine? Bro, first of all, like, Chris, I'm trying to follow the Orton thing. Have they even announced a WrestleMania match?
No.
Okay, so we're just assuming, right?
Yeah.
But, bro, can you imagine if there's some... First of all, bro, when they bring Fiend back, okay, bro, he needs to be his
card. Yeah.
Oh, big time. Big time, bro. And bro, you can do that. I mean, we can shoot the guy, bro, you could tease it in the back. He takes the mask off. You see the back of the head. They need to bring in a Hollywood guy. He really needs to be a burn victim. And then, bro, no problem, because he could put on the mask and still wrestle and not have the makeup. Yeah. But when he takes that off, he needs to be scarred. But can you imagine, bro, if they finally had that showdown and Bray Wyatt makes the save. My bro, there is so much you could do. See, bro, here the challenge to me, Chris, as a writer, like people always, told me, oh, Vince, it was so easy for you because you had great talent. You had Austin and you had Rock and Foley and this and that. Bro, it was the complete opposite, because when you have talent that good, Chris, bro, you got to write to their level. Yeah. Because Absolutely. If you don't, you're bringing them down. That's been the problem with Bray. This guy is so talented. There's nobody there that could write up Bray. Bro, I swear I would do the three faces. I would make Fiend not be Bray. Bro, I would bring in a writer literally specific just for this. Mm-hmm. All he does is this story, the characters in Bray's world, and that's all this person does. Bro, on this alone, you could make this story so intriguing and must-see TV. And, bro, that's why, Chris, when I talk about things like this, I'm just being honest with you. It's like I get depressed because we know we're never gonna get that, bro. Bro, it's like for years and years when me and Ed Ferrara were writing, Kane was burnt in a fire. Kane had a voice box. Mm-hmm. Well, the next thing we know, Kane can talk fine and the mask comes off and you've got Glenn Jacobs. Bro, you can't do that. Yeah. My friend, Ben Hameen, who does improv and whatnot, he always says, you gotta commit to the bit. And committing to the bit, Chris, doesn't mean you do it for a month or 6 months. You commit to the bit, you commit to the bit. We've got to come out of this. This guy really had to be burned in a fire. He really had to be disfigured. But much to our surprise, it's not Bray. And the Fiend is a totally separate character, and it never was Bray. Wow. And you could, oh my God, bro, there is, I literally would be drooling having conversations with him on a weekly basis, like, what are we gonna do next? And bro, Alexa's great. She gets it. She's a great actress. Bring Strowman back into the mix now because he's lost. Yeah. Bro, I swear to God. And then I eventually would have the three faces of Bray meet the three faces of Foley. Bro, can you imagine what you could do with those three characters? Mick doesn't have to wrestle. Right. He doesn't have to wrestle, bro. Yeah. Can you imagine Mankind meeting Bray Wyatt? Can you imagine that? Yeah. This is the stuff that I would do, bro. And like, I would have a field day with it, Chris.